So let's get into HVT. So HVT is the hyperverse token. It's the new token, and you would notice that when you've initiated a withdrawal, 5%, when you do the exchange, rather, 5% becomes a HVT. So let's go and have a look at manage. And let's start with that first part. So if I go to financial, so you'll notice that when you're doing your conversion, it just takes you to that process. This is all stuff that Jackie covered earlier on. You can see that you either got a HVT and MOF, or you're going to do pure HVT, and then you can go through that process. Now, a lot of you have been asking a lot of questions about HVT and how do I set up this smart contract and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to attempt to do this live. Forgive me if some things pop up that shouldn't, but I'm going to try and do it live with you, just so that you can see it live and you'll be able to watch this back. I don't think you're going to get it in one sitting unless you're used to this space already. If I'm being honest with you, you will need to watch this back, and you want to take this step by step as you go through it. The steps are there. But if you're not so familiar, maybe you prefer the visual walkthrough of this. So I'm on hvteco.io, hvteco.io. That's the website that you have to go to then connect your wallets and all that sort of stuff. But as you scroll through it, there is some good information in here. There is a link in these 3 steps that I'm going to take you through, which is to set up the wallet, then you've got to connect it, and then I won't be able to do the 3rd step, which is claim assets. I won't have any in this fictitious wallet that I'm going to set up. But if I click on this button that says learn more, it takes me through to an article that takes me through the process. Now, if you're using the Chrome or the Firefox browser, you should be, I know sometimes this may come up in a slightly different language. If it does, just right click and you can choose translate to English, and it will enable, and it will just translate it very quickly for you, or you'll get some type of pop-up to go ahead and do that. But through these steps, it's asking me to create what we call a MetaMask wallet. So that's the first step that you've got to do. I'm going to do this on a computer, and you can do this on the phone. There are some instructions for how you do it on the phone. And I believe at the moment, MetaMask are not allowing sync between the mobile app and the extension that you have in the Chrome browser at the moment. So just bear that in mind for the time being. I'm sure their developers are working on improving that overall experience themselves. And just remember, we're fairly new in the overall industry, but it's incredibly exciting to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch across to another Chrome browser user that I have. I'm just going to create a new one just because. I'm going to call this Sunday Training. Done. Okay, so the first step is to go and set up your MetaMask wallet. So literally, what I'm going to do is go into Google search and type in MetaMask and do that search. I'll agree to Google's terms. So always pay attention to the link you're going to. So it's metamask.io, that's their website. As you click into that, you can see it's MetaMask. It's going to be metamask.io. Always pay attention to the URL, especially in this space. You've got to be triple checking things and making sure. Now, me personally, if I was you, I would also ensure that I have a password manager as well, because there are going to be some details that you're going to capture in this process that you will initially probably write down, but you're probably going to want to have it stored somewhere securely. So password managers, LastPass, I think it's 1Password, there's quite a few out there, but do your research and make sure you choose one that's right for you. And then I think you'll be absolutely fine. So I'm onto MetaMask's website, and you can see here, it's a crypto wallet and a great way to blockchain app. So some of you that are interested in figuring out how do I get in early to some tokens and coins, then this is the beginning of that journey for you. I just love the way that the company is almost pushing us towards understanding more about the industry. And actually, if you did the the Academy, if you actually watched a lot of those videos, they've mentioned all of these different things before across the plethora of articles and videos. You probably just haven't noticed it, or maybe you haven't got to that part yet, but they do give you some really good educational pieces about this. So if I click on download now, you can see I can do it for Chrome, iOS, and Android. I'm going to leave it on Chrome, so I'm using the Chrome browser. I'm going to click on Install MetaMask for Chrome. You may need to scroll to see this. I've got a big enough screen that I can just click on it. It takes you through to the Chrome Web Store, which is perfectly fine and fairly normal. You can see who it's been offered by. It's the website itself. I'm just going to choose Add to Chrome. Chrome's then going to pop up and say, would I like to add this extension? I'm going to choose Add Extension. I need to give it the permission to see the websites that I'm looking at, because that's how MetaMask and, let's say, HVT, that's how they connect together. So only when it does that. Now, don't panic at this point if it just stops. It hasn't stopped. It's downloading something down here. Then it's got to install and activate the extension. And then after a few moments, you'll get this pop up. And just wait and be patient again, and there'll be another pop-up that comes up, which is actually the MetaMask page. So you just got to be patient and just wait there for a few moments, and then it will just take you through, just like so. See, patience, beautiful thing. Okay, so welcome to MetaMask. I always find this part quite fun actually, because the fox moves around. Simple things, idle minds, and all that stuff. So MetaMask is here, so I'm going to click on this Get Started button. Apparently they're happy to see me. I'm happy to see them. So if you already have one, then of course you'll be able to follow over here. But for the vast majority of us, we're going to be choosing yes, let's get set up. So I wanted to create a wallet. Now these are included in the instructions, so we click onto that. You can help them improve by allowing them to see what settings you've chosen and anomalize click and page view events. It kind of helps to improve the overall community. If you're not interested in that, you can choose no thanks. I'll just choose I agree. And now you've got to be asked to set a password. I cannot stress this enough. Please ensure you know your passwords. You've got to make them secure, of course. So this is the reason why I recommend you using, for those of you that are not so good at passwords, maybe I recommend using a password manager, because it can certainly help you. Please also note, I know the instructions initially weren't so clear. You can either set up a MetaMask or a token pocket. You don't have to do both, and the both are not connected. And you can't use both in the same browser. So you have to make a decision whether you go MetaMask or token pocket. But the steps are loosely the same. Yeah. So I've chosen to just show you MetaMask. But make sure you don't forget this password. So I'm just going to type in a password here. So hacking away at the keyboard there. I'm going to agree to the terms. I would recommend that you do read the terms of use I have before. So I'm okay. So I'm going to click on create. I'm going to allow it to go through its magic and go ahead and start to create this wallet for me. And the nice thing about MetaMask is it does give you this video that explains to you the importance of a secret recovery phrase. Now, some of us have probably missed the importance of the Google Authenticator code that it gives you when you're first setting it up. The importance of that is if you change device, you'll just pop this code in and it will bring across that account with you onto your new phone. The same thing with MetaMask and these different wallets. If they give you a security phrase, which is a 12-word phrase, just random words, these are like the master key to your wallet and funds. So you have to ensure that you have this secure. If you lose your 12-word phrase, there is absolutely no way that you're going to be able to get back into your wallet. So this is the reason why I'm stressing the importance to you. I would recommend watching the video and reading this over here on the right-hand side several times to make sure you understand the importance of a secret recovery phrase. Now, if you're a person that has been used to setting up cold storage devices like Ledger and Trezor and stuff like that, then you would understand the importance of a secret recovery phrase, because they also have the same model, right? So you've got to make sure. And they even tell you, look, save in a password manager, store in a bank vault. That's how important it is. A bank vault. I don't have a bank vault. Safe deposit box. That's how important they're telling you to place the importance on this. Yeah. And never, ever, 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 ever reveal your secret recovery phrase, not even with someone who's claiming they're from MetaMask. Okay. Right. Let's click next. Now, here is the secret recovery phrase screen. This is the only time you will see it when you click on this here. This is the only time you'll see it. So it's incredibly important that when you get into that moment of doing it, you capture the necessary information. Now, of course, this is not a live wallet for me, so I'm going to reveal to you. But you do want to make sure you capture this in the appropriate way, whatever your recovery phrase is. So this is not a real wallet for me, so I'm okay to show it in the call. But you can see they are just random words, random words. Don't mean anything to anybody apart from you when you start to use this and start to build up some digital assets in it. Right, I'm going to go ahead and click on next. Don't forget you can download this secret recovery phrase and keep it stored safely somewhere on an encrypted hard drive or storage medium. Again, just more importance about how important this is. I'm sure you've read the article about the person that lost their security phrase and couldn't get into millions of Bitcoins, but there we are. I'm going to click next. Now you need to confirm your security phrase, which is the reason why it's so important that you make a note of it in whatever fashion you choose to from there. So you have to click on them in order. If you don't click on them in order, then it won't work. Yeah, so you can see that I've chosen the wrong one, so it won't work. So I have to deselect it. Then I'm going to have to go and make sure I choose the right one. So welcome language venture barrier. Bum, bum, bum. There you go. Congratulations. I've already passed the first test. They won't let you go past that until you've done that first test, which is an important test. So, got to do that, and it's your responsibility. Key thing, your responsibility to make sure you've backed it up and you've got it in a safe place. I'm happy, so I'm going to click on order. I always like paying attention to what's new. Always something new. So there's always something new that pops up on the screen. So I've already read this, so I can close that. So MetaMask by default sets it up as an Ethereum network. It sets it up on there. We already know from the instructions that the company has given us that we need to add another network, which is great. It's very easy for us to do if you know the steps, of course. And I'm going to show you actually. Let me go to the website itself. Let me just switch browser. And if I scroll down, this is the page they send you to for the instructions. This is the part we're getting to now, which is adding another network. And you want to do a search. If you're trying to just get straight to the part where you need to get the network details, type in mainnet and it will jump you to this part here. So this is the details that I need to complete the next steps, which is about adding a network onto my MetaMask. So let me switch across to my MetaMask. And to add a network, I can do it in one of two ways. Either I click up here and choose Add Network, or I can click on my profile picture or avatar here and then go down to Settings. Then you go to Networks, which is just here. And you can see the Ethereum mainnet is the default, and you've got some other ones on the side here. But if I just choose Add a Network, I can then go in and pop in the details. So normally the name you need to give it is Smart Chain. The URL, if I go back to that page, is this one. So carefully copy that. Paste that in. I know that's 56 BNB, and then there's another URL. I know that because I've done this too many times. So 56 BNB. That's the chain ID and the currency symbol. BNB is actually a real cryptocurrency, by the way. And then I need to copy this block explorer URL and paste that into the bottom. So you need to make sure you do this properly. Yeah, Make sure you do this properly and then click on save. Now only use the details that are on that support page from Hyper. Don't use other ones that you found somewhere else or anything like that. Just use the ones they've given you and you'll be fine. So now you can see that I've got this new network set up with BNB, which is the name of the token that's there initially on this Binance Smart Chain network. And now I'm ready to go and take the next steps, right? So it feels longer, but sitting with someone doing it, it's actually quite a quick thing. So the next thing I need to do is import the token and get it ready for HVT to be accepted on MetaMask and be stored in this wallet. So this is an actual wallet. So this is where, when you go to do your withdrawal, this is where it's going to end up. It's going to end up in MetaMask before you send it to PancakeSwap and then turn that into USDT. So again, it's just evolving the journey. We've done some of the initial basics. Now we're getting into some of that real intermediate territory, which is really, really good. And the more you're educated about this, I truly believe the better it will definitely be for you. And then you're ready for the future, actually, in a very big way. You don't realize it now, but trust me, you'll realize it much later on. So I'm going to click on import tokens, which is just here. And it's going to ask me for the token contract address. And when you put in the token contract address, if it's right, the token symbol and the token decimal will automatically be pre-populated. And I'll show you what I mean. So if I go back to the article and scroll down, and then it's on step 6, there we go. Custom tokens. This is where I'm adding my custom token. So I need to copy this long address and go back and paste that in. See? As soon as I've done that, it's already popped in the token symbol and the token decimal. If it doesn't do that, be patient and wait a few moments. If it doesn't come up, it means that you haven't copied the right information. I know that for sure. Like if you missed off the B, it wouldn't work. I'm going to click on Add Custom Token. There we are, HVT. And I'm going to choose Import Tokens. And away I go. So now I've imported that token. So far, I've installed MetaMask on my Chrome browser. I have set up the Binance Smart Chain network as an option. And I've also now just imported that new token. Perfect. So I'm actually 3/4 of the way there, believe it or not. If I just click on this back arrow over here, I can now see BNB and HVT. So we've done the main bulk of what we needed to do in terms of it being here. Now for the next bit, which is all about connecting. It's about connecting this wallet to actually the hyperverse platform. So let's go through that. So I need to go and connect. So I'm going to go and grab the link to go and do that. What about token pocket? If you wanted to use that, you could do. You can see there how to connect and download. There you go. It takes you through to the article again. The instructions are there. This is talking about the mobile wallet. I'm going to scroll to the PC wallet section. So it tells you here to visit the HVT smart contract page, which was the website that I was on earlier on, which is this website. This is the website it wants you to go to, because then you'll be able to click on Connect Wallet. Now, the reason why I tell you that you can only use, just pop that in here. The reason why I tell you that you can only use either MetaMask or Token Pocket, because when you click on Connect Wallet, if you've got them both installed, one's going to cannibalize the other. It's just not going to work. And they're not connected in any way. So MetaMask and Token Pocket are not connected in any way. They're two completely different wallets. You just choose the one that's preferable to you. I prefer to use MetaMask. Right. So the first thing they say is click on this button that says over here, Connect Wallet. And it will come up with MetaMask. So it will try and identify which ones you've got installed. And I'll choose MetaMask. And I'll patiently wait for this pop-up to come up, allow it to do its wizardry. And now it's connecting. It's connecting the HVT smart contract with my MetaMask HVT wallet, as you can see here. So it's all there. And I'm going to click on next. I have to allow it to view the addresses within my MetaMask account. Otherwise, how would it know how to deposit my HVT into and what the deposit address should be? And then I'm going to click on connect. This is connecting, and the magic is done. Because now, rather than it saying connect over here, it's now got some hexadecimal things going on. So if I click onto that, it's going to reveal my wallet address that's connected to my MetaMask. Yeah, so this wallet address, as you can see, when I go into MetaMask, wait for it to pop up, it will be the same. So whatever that is, whatever that deposit address is, which is here, is now the same as here, because I've connected the two. I've connected the HVT smart contract to my MetaMask. So the two are linked together at this point. And this is the address you need when it comes to activating your HVT smart contract on the Hyperverse platform. So I just click on copy address. And if I go back to the Hyperverse platform, so I just need to hide this bar so I can see all my tabs across the top. There we are. Okay, so hopefully you guys can still see my screen clearly. Let me see if this is going to log me out. No, yes it does. Okay, let me just pause the screen for a second. I know for a lot of you, you might be thinking, whoa, what's going on? But I promise you, if you follow my instructions step by step as the visual, remember before you've had a few screenshots and some text. And I know from a learning point of view, for a lot of people, that can be quite tricky. A lot of us are kinesthetic learners, which means we like to see people do things at the same time, and we can follow that instruction, which is why YouTube is so big. That's why people say YouTube. It's become a thing over the years. And the reason for that is because the majority of people can follow someone, seeing them do it. So you're going to have to watch this a few times for sure. Okay, right. So we've got to this point now. I'm going to just unpause my screen. So hopefully you can see my screen now, yeah? And when I go to financial, if I click on HVT, at the bottom, if you haven't done this yet, it will say activate smart contract. It will say that. And yes, like Jackie showed you earlier on, there is a fee and it's 30 HVT. And then once you've done that, it will ask you to paste in that deposit address that we get from MetaMask, right? So we have that deposit address from there, so we can copy that, paste it into the box, and submit it. Then it gets reviewed and approved, which happened fairly quickly. They say it's done within 24 hours, but happened a bit earlier for me. And then once it's been approved, you'll notice that you'll then get the ability to do withdrawal. So when you get to a certain amount, you can do a withdrawal. I did a test one at some ridiculous hour in the morning. I think it was like 3 in the morning this morning. I did a test withdrawal. And I know that will just come through and it will appear either tomorrow or on Tuesday. It will be there and I'll be able to see it in my MetaMask. And that's the steps that those instructions are telling you to take from start to finish, where you're able to then start to deposit your 5% of your whatever you're withdrawing as HVT, or if you've opted to withdraw all of it as HVT, how you're going to set all that up to make sure that it can get there really, really easily. We won't do it today because I don't think anyone's in the position to do that right now, but you will need Pancake Swap to take your HVT and then convert that into USDT, or swap that. I'll put a Pancake Swap as you're swapping one for the other. You can swap it to USDT, and then when you got it into USDT, sky's the limit, people. It's like a real happy moment because you can turn that into fiat currency You can go and buy other crypto with it. Maybe get yourself involved in some ICOs. You never know. So it's really good. If you have a MetaMask wallet, will it prompt you to add HVT? When you go to the HVT smart contracts page, and as long as if you're in the same browser where you've got MetaMask already installed, when you click on that button to connect, then it will allow you to do that. But you've got to do that in between. So you don't have to do the setup of the MetaMask, but you definitely need to make sure you've added the BSC, the Binance Smart Chain. You need to make sure you've done that. You also need to make sure, of course, you've put in that token contract address, and then you'll be fine. So I'm hoping everyone's okay with that. You may need to watch it a few more times, but I'm hoping everyone is okay with that. So you do have to install either MetaMask or Token Pocket. You need one of the two. Otherwise, you're just leaving 5% on the table for no reason. No reason. You don't have to leave 5% on the table. Take the 5% and do something amazing with it. I know it's going to feel hard right now, but I promise you, once you've set it up, that's the hard work done. Then I would say go and educate yourself about other things you can do on MetaMask and PancakeSwap, because believe you me, they are just, it's like a scab, and you're just scratching the scab. And as soon as you peel that layer off, you're going to be absolutely amazed by what's there. I'm really, really hoping that that's really helped a lot of people, because I've seen all the messages inside there. I've seen all the messages inside there. So I'm really hoping that's going to help a lot of you, especially if you're not so tech savvy. Okay,